Chapter 4 Godly Grounding. You are here with a purpose. You know it well. You strive for it, you wish for it. It is your longing to fulfill this goal that you have temporarily forgotten. We invite you to remember this here, now, as fast as possible. It will give you the grounding that you are seeking, not the material, earthly grounding, godly grounding. And you'll feel supported from both sides unshakably. It will give you peace, reconciliation with your process. Manifestation happens for a reason unknown to you sometimes. You move through the chaos and the surprise happens. Or you put effort into something for years and it still doesn't come along as you wished for. Don't try to see any sense in it. In a world of probabilities, any number of outcomes are possible at the same time under those very similar circumstances. How come you keep beating yourself up for those wishes that haven't been laid in front of your feet yet? Meaning is what you give to the things. Meaning is what you are. But things flow. Events follow tragedies and life's joys. Just as simply as mathematically inconclusive pulling a root is. Can be positive or negative most of the time. Why not seek abundance elsewhere instead of trying to force matter into a form you imagine it to take? Can't you let go and surrender, take life as it comes sometimes? Even if you wish and strive and put effort into creating it, don't you think that taking life's ebbs and flows is what you ought to do as a human? You can't control things around you. There are greater forces at play than your manifestational powers. We've created the school for you. It wasn't plant medicines. It was us who put you into the circumstances you'd rather have not gone through. You were striving to become a scholar of life, of a mystical way of being. We took you in a long time ago, way before you first heard of ayahuasca or other plant medicines. Your connection to us was prominent since your early age. That's why you were an odd egg. Even now you are feeling this way. Greater things will come out when you embrace this feeling instead of suffering under its influence. This is your higher self speaking. We, as a collective, are united. We share each other's learnings, joys, and pains. You are part of our body of consciousness in the version of you who sits among us. And we feel you. We feel you so deeply. You might sense a familiar sensation of escapism you've taken as a rescue before. This is home. This is where you belong. And no odd feeling can separate you from our existence. Only from earthly domains you are yet to embody, yet to embrace. So lean in on us, as we've been there for you all along. Trust in the feeling that you have. You know how to face the world when you allow this knowing. You are ever so gracious, welcoming, nourishing. But those qualities do not reach anyone if you hide in despair, feeling all disconnected, unseen, and forgotten. We are here to reassure you of the falseness of those illusionary, fleeting feelings. This is your last lesson. You asked for the revelation of the lessons unlearned that keep you from moving forward in your material world. This is it. Embrace the feeling of belonging, just like you've mastered the lessons we've given you before. You can hear us, so why not accept our presence, our existence, as part of who you are in this lifetime, in this body? Fleeting sensation disappears, and what's left is trust in the universe's wisdom. The plan that you had laid out for yourself before your first incarnation. Embrace yourself with a feeling of belonging. We see you. We feel you. Allow yourself to be one of us, truly unique to the environment you were born into. part of a mesmerizing glowing picture in the place you came from. Feel the troops of your conscious companions rise up for your needs. Lean back in our arms as we hold you. Let go of the image the world wanted you to be. Embrace the choices you have unapologetically made that led you here to this state of being, able to take in the last of your lessons before you shoot forward like a reverse falling star back to where you came from. And the world, those who look up in the night, will see your glow left in the night sky, wondering what's beyond the earthly realm, human life, material existence. I haven't thought these feelings were true. All I sensed was a battle within me, not knowing how to communicate with my family so that I would be seen and could feel like myself. This gap has grown bigger lately, as I have reduced my environment to very fitting to my inner nature connections. But the family is still there. It still hurts every time, before and after making a call. I want to connect, want to belong, long to be accepted. In vain. Despite my biggest efforts, the gap that I have felt since I can remember myself doesn't close. No matter how much inner child and trauma healing work that I do, I can't shake off the feeling of not belonging to my birth family. Conflicted, as I imagine my brothers also are, I love silently, with not much engagement. This conversation, asking me to embrace my celestial nature, is not a sign of escapism or me giving up on my family. This sensation I have had since I remember myself. I felt special, truly shining, as if I could touch something within me that I knew others around me couldn't. But they could if I one day somehow would manage to guide them to those gates within themselves. It's as if I have two minds. One keeps me grounded, provides me with reality check-ins, resolves problems, gives me a possibility to maintain my self-perception. The other mind, let's call it the higher mind, is stretched beyond the earthly realms and taps into connections that do not exist within the materially bound organisms. It's somewhat timeless, bending material boundaries of perception, knowledge, accumulation, and perceived through senses reality. It is as if it exists beyond time and space, another dimensional aspect of me. I tap into it and listen, and what I perceive enriches my perspective, opens my eyes to possibilities I haven't thought of before or didn't dare to. It elevates me as I let go of my beliefs in those moments and allow myself to think that other ways of seeing things might also be right. And I battle within myself when talking to people, trying to dismiss the higher mind's perceptions as helpful illusions instead of admitting that it is what I truly believe in. Even though my earthly bound mind is worried about what other people might think and how they would judge and dismiss me as being of a lower kind, it is true to me, and I know that more than one truth can exist simultaneously, even though they seemingly contradict each other. There are realities upon realities, coexisting in one space, being part of one another, a bit overlapping, but yet their own separate things. Like the paradox of between oneness and all-uniting consciousness, and the duality of opposing separate pieces of one thing, like a man and a woman. They represent a different level of perception, a different angle, creating another perspective on the same one thing that is seen in different ways depending on from where it is looked at. And so I feel I have discovered two perspectives to look at my own mind and through them into the world. One is time-space bound, the other not. Do you want more? Now it's a bit wider, the world you see. there is also a bit more of you in it. You learn to acknowledge real fiction things in the way that they would serve your world's purpose. Who cares how many people believe in the same thing? It's your truth. Don't you remember how relative everything is? Each of us has so many dimensions of manifestation, with all the possibilities lived through. It's all like a probabilities and chances game. Bubbling, fluctuating flow, never-ending fall and go. You can also see outcomes of your other possible choices in the same situation. How? You already make it when visualizing before you choose or after you lose. Yes, some scenarios you wouldn't like to live through. We find this compressed manifestation way also a good solution. Wishing for the best outcome doesn't come easily to me. Feeling of self-worthiness is not something I was raised with. Desperate need is the feeling that is very present. Dreaming of a beautiful surroundings to live in versus hoping not to lose the existing apartment. That's the reality of my inner condition. The battle is not over. Although it seems like events take a turn in the wished-for direction and lucky coincidences take place, it is not done until every single chess piece is put in a row for a new start. If one is missing, the game cannot begin. I am aware of that and do not fall into an ignorant bliss just because one piece has fallen into its place. There is much more work to be done, and the bigger picture has to be kept in vision. The dream is rather big, so the vision has to be kept long-term. One lucky coincidence, as if it is divinely orchestrated, doesn't guarantee the magical and effortless arrival at the outcome. Years ago, this was my thinking trap I used to fall into. Stop focusing, being attentive to the details, and just assume that all the rest will magically fall into place just because those one or two lucky coincidences happened. Stop putting effort into assuring the wished-for result. It's like detaching the placenta from a baby in a womb, not yet ready to be born into a material, visible world. Pulling my energy away from the project without it having the necessary supplies for further development. Therefore, I pay attention now not to fall into such thinking. One thing going right means simply that. No extrapolation beyond its extents. During my first ayahuasca ceremony, I was shown the reality beyond the earth. I was pulled away from our planet within my consciousness. I could see the globe as if from space, and what I realized was as simple as all the spiritual traditions claim. Time does not exist beyond our realm. The weight of a millennia dropped down from my being, and I laughed, and I laughed. What a huge relief for my soul, hurting from the tension of being pressed into the time-space strap. Now I know. Deep within my soul, I know I live beyond the space-time reality. Maybe that is the reason I keep on pulling my thoughts to the beyond of possibilities.